What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Podio. I know last time we talked about Podio, what's the benefits of it, but we never went into details and what the apps do, how you can customize that system into your own needs. For us, we have over 25 companies, and each one of them, we have a Podio setup for that. So the beautiful thing about Podio is if I think about something right there, right now, I can literally implement it into Podio right away. I can build an app, build some flows, and I'm going to show you exactly how some systems work, and I can show you the back end and how easy you can maneuver through that. All right, let's get into some details. This is some nerd stuff. Not so much, actually. So over here, in any of your system, you can have obviously different stuff. So for the system, this is for real estate. You got seller leads, you got transaction, you got appointments, you got sales app. If you have cash buyers, title company, cash offers, follow-up sequences, your settings app. There's a bunch of different apps, campaigns in major markets, incoming calls. Over here is tracking KPIs, key point indicators, and transaction tracks. So the beautiful thing about Podio is I can literally build an app out of nothing. And look at this, this was just a sample of a property, and here you go. It shows where it came from. That's the transaction coordination. It tracks how many times it was contacted, when it was created, all these things. But let's get back to the basics. You have a seller lead. Let's say a lead came in through a phone call, whatever, it would populate here, or we can enter it manually. Let's say it came through a form online. Let's call it tester. And phone number 123-456. Email test@gmail, and address is 123 East Main Street. I don't know where that is, but we're gonna go with that. And then boom, lead is created. It's gonna populate, takes a few things. So right now, if there's no automation, it would just stay at there. But if you have automation, obviously with something called Globiflow, it's a product of Podio. If you have the premium version, so some things will start populating for you. Whoever the manager is, the lead manager, if you have that set up or anything else. So let's go over here. See, there's team members, and we do have a team member. Obviously, we have a lot of this for testing purposes, and then it should select one. There you go. Took a few seconds, and there you go. It selected the person right here who's in charge. It made it a new untouched leads and then it formatted the phone number for me immediately. So there's some flows that can be done. Over here, you can add any buttons as you want. So I'm going to show you. You can literally edit like this. I can add something new here, or I can remove it. You can add new phone field just by dragging and dropping. That's how simple the system is. The beauty of having a system like that, it is so simple. It can literally do things in seconds. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. Obviously, if you want to get more granular in things, but you can set a few things up. There's calculation fields that separate things for you, or like calculate certain things for you. And here you go. Now you got an app. If you want to literally start an app from scratch, you can just do that. They have their own packs that you can download, or you can copy apps that other people have viewed before. But let's say I want to create an app. I can add an app. I can create my own, or I can go to the market. Going to the market, you can literally search contact. Let's see a contact apps. Let's see if there is one. Contact. There's sales management. There's SEO, NGO community, CRM leads. You can click from here. Education, real estate, consulting, etc. So they have some packs already ready for you to go to install. But you want a certain app that you want to look at this. There's something called file library. So sometimes they have pictures in those. This one doesn't. Let's see. Let's see the Rolls app. Maybe it has pictures. There you go. Here's the Rolls app. It looks like that. Roll description. Or you can start one from scratch, like we talked about. So let's go ahead and start one from scratch. I'm going to call it tester. The item name, test. And you can have it default view. You can select an icon. Select this icon. You can do some advanced stuff. Not this is for other stuff, not to worry about now. And you can make it a contact app, standard, or event. So this is pretty much the type of the app or the view of the app. We always go for standards, the easiest one. And title. Over here, I can add a date field. And I can select if I need required this field. If I need to make it hidden if it's empty, or I can make show time entry or no time, don't show that. Show end date or hide end date. And you can add help text. Date here. Pretty simple. Relationship, I love this app. This connects with other apps that you have in the system. So you can actually search those things, and in real time I'll show you. You can add email field, phone field. You can change the name of this, you can call it client email. Images, uploading, but you get the point. So, and you can add category, which is the buttons. So let's say send welcome email trigger. That's a button. You can add different ones, but I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do over here. So now we have this app, and I'm gonna call it test Sal. Date is required, time is 12, let's say p.m. Relationship, I can literally select something that from an app, another app that I have, but just selected this. Client email is, I gotta put my email, put sal@allinnation.com. And boom. So I'm gonna save this. And actually I'm gonna modify this. I'm gonna send email. I'm gonna put something in here. Email content. And then I'm gonna do email subject. So let's see, I can make this single line or multi-line. So now, just for the heck of it, we're gonna send an email to myself, and I'm gonna use whatever in here to send it. The contact from there. So let's do that. Let's see how that works. Gotta log in. You're gonna have to refresh because we have a new app installed now, so we can find it. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna say I want a new flow. When item is created, you can create one, or when item is updated. What it means is now when it creates, it can do something, or when I update the app. So updating app could be adding text, clicking on something. So I'm gonna say, okay, when updating an item, okay, send email. I'm gonna call it send email when updated item. So we're gonna go to the category. If the category has changed and the category field, you can do it only when it changes, but you always want to do it when the category field, now select and equal to send welcome email. So what you're telling the system is if this change and this is equal to send email. So if this field has changed, and when it changed by clicking this, because you can have multiple options, it will do something. So now we're going to talk about actions. So we're going to do, you can create app, you can create item in a different app, or you can send email if you want. So in this case, we're going to say send email. There we go. We're going to send an email to client email app. So where is the email? Oh, there you go. We have a client email. So from the test app, there is something called client email. It's going to be from, we can have a from, let's say All in Nation. You want the replies to go somewhere. I'm going to do same thing. Sal at All in Nation. If you want to CC the subject, obviously we've created somewhere in here says email subject, so it's going to send that, and the content is going to be literally the content that we have in the email. So just to follow up what I did, I said if I click on this, you want to send an email to this person, and you want to send the subject from here, and you want to send an email content to here, and to reply back, it would go the replies back to this person, to this email. Whoever the sender is, you can have your support email or whatever it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do hello Sal. I'm going to put welcome to our, I totally wrote that wrong and that wrong. Welcome to our community. And you know, you can add anything else. You can add different fields. Boom. Now I'm done with this. Now I'm going to click send. Let's see if this is actually going to work. I want to go ahead and open up my email. Oh, what do you know? I just got an email. Here you go. Look at this email. And look where it came from. So if I reply, it goes back to that email. See how easy that was? That's pretty simple. So that's a beautiful thing about Podio is you can literally think about something and do it right there and then. And I don't know how long that took me, probably a couple of minutes, but that's what it's explaining. So if you can do it a lot faster if you, and I can clone the apps, I can delete this app. I'm gonna delete this app because I don't need this app anymore. I can delete this flow as well. Boom. And I can create different flows, or I can clone other flows if you want. There you go. That was pretty much the simple version of what you can do with Podio. I hope that wasn't too complex. But you can do so many things. So for here, if I have, I deleted that app. Okay, so let's say I have this lead over here, and for us, let's say I did get a contract for this property, and I click contract is received, and boom, it created something for me, a bunch of stuff, tasks. Now I have this flow is over here that's created this app for me inside this app, and it's saying, okay, you got tester with this address, now it's pending. Obviously, transaction manager selected who the transaction manager is, and things like that. So you get the point. You can modify and do anything within the system. So guys, hopefully this was not too complex. Sometimes I get carried away when I explain. I speak faster, but this is the nerd in me. Now, if you're thinking about Podio, there's millions of videos out there. There's a lot of help. There's a lot of how-tos. This was the most basic thing that I can think about, is how to send an email. You can create other apps, obviously, watch other videos if you want. And if you have any more questions, maybe I can make videos for you regarding that. This is a short version of how simple Podio is. Obviously, everything simple can be complicated, but why complicate if you can make it simple? So I'm going to end this video with a note of, do not overcomplicate things when they can be simple, because we always do that. We can always get something so easy, so simple, so beautiful, but then we want to complicate it and add all these things to it. And guess what? Not everything more is better. Not every more is better. Not every more is more. Sometimes more is less. So, all right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.